Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This week I am unboxing my first ever Esterbrook fountain pen. This one is the JR in Pumpkin Latte. I really love the name of it, and when I saw this, I was still debating which fountain pen to get because I was looking for a brown resin fountain pen. I've been really loving my brown inks recently, as you guys know, and I wanted a pen to go with it. So I was looking for a brown one, and I finally settled on this one. And as you can see, I also purchased the Esterbrook paper clip. And so let's just get it open. I do like the packaging. It looks very vintage, and the box is very nice. It has this very textured cloth on it, or canvas, I'm not really sure, but that's the box. And it's like a magnetic closure. America's Original Reborn. I've had my eye on the Esterbrook pens for a while, but I just couldn't really decide if I wanted a tortoise or another pen, so I'm glad I decided on a smaller, slimmer version. Well, not version, but model. So this is the JR, and it's like similar to a pocket pen, but it's not as short as a Kaweco or anything like that, but has this beautiful orange ring on top, and I just love the logo like that on top. And I actually don't really have a lot of gold toned pens, so I'm really loving the gold trim. So this is all it's a stainless steel nib, and you can see the resin is just so beautiful. And I was actually looking at this and the Pelican brown marble, and I picked this one because the resin is definitely a little darker and not too bright, and that's what I prefer, something a little more darker, subdued. So I'm glad I went with this one, and I just really want you guys to see the finish. I'm glad I picked this up because I have nothing like similar to this pen in my collection, and I'm not even sure if it's like how to describe it. I'm not really an expert when it comes to fountain pens, so I'm still learning a lot, but I don't know if you would call this like a resin type of plastic. But yeah, like I'm glad I picked it up. It's so beautiful, and it's almost like this glittery effect. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's really beautiful. If you know, please let me know down below. And I'm so glad I ended up going with it. So I actually had my eye on it, but I kind of stalled on it, and it was sold out so quickly at Wonder Pens, so I had to actually get this ordered from Gold Spot Pens, and Goulet didn't have this pen available, so I just ended up ordering it from Gold Spot Pens, and it came delivered surprisingly by FedEx to Canada instead of using USPS. So I did have to pay on top of that duties and taxes, plus I think brokerage fees or whatever those hidden fees are, but just keep that in mind if you're ordering from outside of the US. So this pen, it does take a few extra twists to open it, but it does come with a piston filler, which I really like, and it says Esterbrook on the side there, and it's a good size converter, so really happy with that, and it feels like it's made out of good quality materials. and I will be inking this up and doing a writing test later in this video. This pen is definitely capable, but I feel like it's a little loose and it's a little long to be capped, so I would use it uncapped most of the time, but it's very, very, very comfortable in my hand. So I can see myself using this in long writing sessions for journaling, so I am loving it. So in the box you're gonna get also a cartridge of black ink and your warranty card, and that's pretty much it. There's like no instructions or anything. So it's a very nice box, and I'm just gonna set that aside and give you a good comparison of how big this pen is. So next to it I have my Lamy Safari in a limited edition pink, and then I have my TWSBI Eco, and there I'm just getting my other fountain pen, which is the TWSBI Diamond Mini that I always use every day ever since I got it, because I just love the size of that fountain pen. And you can see it's quite like in between the TWSBI Mini and the TWSBI Eco, so it's a very comfortable size without it being a full-size pen. And I'm also going to get the Traveler's Notebook Company brass fountain pen, so you can see how much bigger it is. So for me it's pretty much the perfect size, because I like pocket pens but I also don't like full-size pens, so it's like right in between. And here I'm just trying to choose an ink that I want to ink up, and since I already have my favorite ink in my other fountain pens, which is the Ferris Wheel Press Writing Desk, I'm going to choose Robert Oster Cafe Crema. So I'm going to ink that up, but first I want to share with you the Esterbrook holder that I got along with the order. I've had my eye on this for a very long time, and I'm so glad I finally was able to pick this up together with an Esterbrook fountain pen. So I can't wait to use this when I'm journaling, in my traveler's notebook, and in my MD diary, because it's hard to open and keep the page open. And I'm just going to use it with my Hobonichi Weeks to do a little bit of a writing test with the new pen. So I've already inked up the pen here, and I'm just waiting for the ink to go down the feed, and surprisingly enough, this pen actually took me a very, very long time to get the ink flowing. I think it's because the tines are a little too tight on the nib, so I hope that with use that it will loosen up, but I noticed that I have to press down harder on the nib to get the ink to come out. So as you can see, there was a little bit of a hard start at the beginning, but as long as I pressed it down a little bit harder, it does flow, and then it's okay for a little bit of writing. And then, but if I leave it for a while and pick it up again, I feel like there's a little bit of a hard start, and I have to press down a few times on the nib for the ink to flow out again. And like I said, I feel like it's probably the tines being too tight. At this stage of my fountain pen journey, I am not very comfortable with filling with my nibs just yet. I haven't purchased any of the metal sheets or anything like that, so I can't even do it. But I did purchase a magnifying glass, or I guess similar to a loop. So I have been looking down at some of my nibs, but I haven't checked this one out yet. But it's still working fine for me. It can be better, but as long as I got it writing, it was pretty good. And there is feedback because it is an extra fine, but it's not like scratchy or anything. So I am still enjoying this nib. But if it does come to the time where I need to loosen up the tines, I will definitely look into that. And there is no flex in the steel nib because it is steel. It's not like a gold nib or anything like that, so keep that in mind. And overall, I really find this pen very comfortable to write with, and it's very comfortable to hold as well, where I'm holding it. And I'm really glad I did make this purchase. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about this pen, or if you have it and you want to share opinions, please let me know down below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.